Happy Crafternoon, everyone. It's Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from around the United States and all around the world. We were having so much fun in the chat prior to the video, and I'm going to do my best to try to get into the chat a little bit before the video so that we can hang out before the video starts as time permits. But that was a lot of fun, and it is great to hear from all of you. So today I thought we would play with the brand new Fresh Cut Flowers die set. And some of you were talking about how to make that into a Christmas set. So I was kind of looking at this one particular flower here, this one right here, and I thought maybe that could sub as a poinsettia because it does have those pointed leaves, and maybe we could use some reds and greens today to turn this into a holiday card, even like a last minute holiday card, something fun. So we'll see how it all turns out. But before we do that, let's say hello to Tom.
Happy Crafternoon, y'all.
How are you doing?
Doing great, great.
Good. I see you doing business over there.
Quite a busyness day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom has his laptop over there and he's doing stuff while he's running the live. Crazy day. But we're going to have a lot of fun, and you're going to be back later with maybe a word of the day. Do you have anything?
Perhaps a word of the day.
Perhaps. Yes. Okay. That's great. Yeah. All right.
Oh, and just so everybody knows, if you may have noticed that every time Gina gets her hair tweaked, we have to change the opening banner to match.
I know. I told Tom, I said, I have a new banner for you. And he's like, this is a new banner? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of the same, but with different color hair. And he started laughing. I don't know. I changed all my profile pictures across all my social media because I decided to stick with the lighter hair. I wasn't 100% sure I was going to stick with it. But now every time I see those profile pictures, it doesn't look like me anymore. So I changed them all.
Yes. Very nice.
All right. Okay. So let's, one thing that I want to tell you guys, I don't know what that is, Tom, but you could probably get rid of that comment. One thing I wanted to tell you guys, this is something for those of you who watch on YouTube, or maybe even some of you who watch on Facebook, but would like to know this and may want to come over from Facebook to YouTube. If you like a video, it saves it into your liked videos. And then if let's say there's some tips and techniques in this video that you like, or one of the other videos that you've watched, if you hit the like button, it saves it into your liked videos. And then you can go into your channel, look for your liked videos, and they'll all be there for easy reference. So I just felt like I had to tell everybody that because I don't think most people know that there's a way to save those videos. You can also create playlists for yourself. So you can go to your channel and then you can add, let's say you like this video and another video that I did and something that Kathy Zilski did and something that Nicole Spohr did. You can go in and like all those videos and create a playlist for yourself. So maybe you want to have one that's all foiling techniques and one that's all embossing techniques. You can create your own playlist that way. And the best way to start is to like the video so that you can find them again. And then you can create your playlist. So, all right, that's my PSA today. So let's get started. So the dies that I want to use today are these dies right here. Let me find the package for this. Here it is. And these dies are all over my table. I don't even know where they all are. Here they are. This is a very big set of dies. And it's got these two big flowers. It's got these two open flowers, which match the big ones. It's got two leaves and two open leaves that are in different directions. So this is the Fresh Cut Flowers die set. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I did post something on Instagram that I wanted to show you guys because I think this is really fun. And for those of you who aren't on Instagram, you may not have seen it. But these are all different techniques that you can do. Let me find the other one here. with this die set. So this one is where you ink up this layer and then you put it on black or a darker color, or you can put it over a different color if you want. So you can mix and match different colors this way. So that's one thing. This one, I actually used this to stencil this. So you can see that came off of that. And that actually looks pretty when you leave them together, but you can also use it as a stencil. And then this, you can do just a simple, is this the one for this? No, that's not the one. But you can just do a simple black overlay over ink blending. You can do a simple white overlay for ink blending. And then this one, check this out. Now tell me, am I crazy? But does this look like texture paste to you? It looks like texture paste to me. And all I did with this one was I popped this down onto a piece of cardstock, and then I just paper pieced these inside and then peeled this off afterwards. And I just love that that looks like it. Marjorie, I see your comments. Oh, you're on Facebook now. Okay, I see that too. I don't know why it wouldn't show your comments on YouTube. That doesn't make sense. But I'm sorry about that. Okay, so these are all different things that you can do. Now, today I thought that I would try doing something with either a black or a white overlay. I have some of each here, and we could try to make a Christmas card using these dies. So let's see. I'm going to start with a quarter sheet of cardstock. Let me make sure this is a quarter sheet here. I'm going to cut this out to 4 1/4. Oh, it is 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2. Okay. And then what I want to do is I'm going to cut another piece down to 3 3/4 inches by 5. Now this may not be the finished size of my card. I may want to go down even a little bit smaller by cutting this out with Master Layouts 2, which would be, where is my die for Master Layouts 2, which would be just a little bit smaller. You see how that would kind of be in there and have the decorative edge. So I might want to do that, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'm starting with the bigger one. If we need the bigger one, we'll stick with the bigger one. And then what I thought I'd do is I would make a little stencil out of this. So let's do that. Let me get my die cutting machine and let me zoom out just a little bit because I get the feeling this is going to be, oh, it's not so bad. Okay. Glad I didn't hyper zoom there. Welcome, everyone. It is great to see you. We have had a busy week of going live. I went live yesterday over on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel with Heidi Crowell. That was super fun. And then we were live Tuesday night with our release, and that was super fun. Okay, so I'm going to use this die, and I think I'm going to have them all facing in the same direction. I think that might look really clean. Although you don't have to do that. You can twist and turn them if you want. Okay. So cut this one out. Now, the good thing is that if we decide to go with white, then we've already cut out our white one. If we decide to go with black, we'll have a couple black ones to cut out. But I think the white might really pop because we're going to use red. And we're making this into more of a Christmassy card. So I'm just popping these out to get rid of them. They do pop out fairly easily. Now they do actually, everything cuts better upside down, but for this, I'm cutting them right side up because I'm trying to create a stencil, so I have to be able to see what I'm doing, but you can see that one looks really crisp. Okay, let me brush this away into the trash, which is just the floor. My mother used to say, when people would say, do you have a trash can? She would say, yeah, you're in it. Oh, Mom. Okay, so I'm going to put this one right here. And I can get it pretty close, actually. Because remember, this is where the end of the die is going to be. So as long as there's a little room there in between them, that is good. All right, cut the second one out. And remember, you can reuse this stencil that you're creating. Karen, I have used a weeding brush before. I don't, maybe I'm not using it right, but I find that I can be almost as quick just popping these out. I don't know why. Maybe it's me. I might be doing something wrong with it. I probably should try it again. Do you have a recommendation? If you have a recommendation, that would be helpful. And by the way, if your tip ever comes out, just dip it in a little super glue and pop it back in. Sometimes when you're doing die cuts with your pick and stick tool, if it gets caught in there, I don't know, this order of pick and stick tools actually got so jumbled up. You should have seen how it came. I don't know if it fell off a ship or what. I don't know what happened with that, but that's all you have to do is get a little bit of super glue and pop it right back in. So, and just so you know, all the ones going forward, I'm actually going to pull out and super glue myself before we sell them, just because it's easier than having you guys send them back and having me do it. Okay, so this one is going to go a little bit off. Do I want to do that, or do I want to go here? I think I'll go here because then I can kind of put a greeting in there. This way I won't make it go off. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. So what I want to know from you guys in the comments, Karen and I were talking earlier in the comments about a lot of people are using blues and stuff for Christmas. So I want to know what your favorite Christmas color combination is. Is it the blues and the teals and all of that? Or do you prefer reds and greens and more traditional colors? That's what I want to know. Which is your favorite? What do you tend to lean to the most? Because I know, and it's true, like when I'm doing anything with snow, snowflakes, I always tend to go for blues and purples. Sometimes a little green, sometimes a little teal, but blues and purples. And I find myself kind of getting caught in that rut. I never think to make a snowflake out of red or green. Okay, so now I've created this and I want to hold it up to here and see how this looks. Okay, so you see how it's going to go off the paper a little bit, but that's okay. That's going to look okay. We're going to kind of sneak as much of it in the center as we can, and then we're just going to go a little bit outside the paper. So these are going to rest on the outside of the paper. Okay, so let me put this die cutting machine away. Tom, can you scroll up on those comments so I can see what's going on there? Okay. All right. Traditional colors. I see lots of traditional reds and greens. All right. I feel you. Yeah, some people are stuck in the blues. Oh, gold and silver too. I always forget about how pretty gold and silver is for Christmas. It really is, with the embossing and all. Definitely.
And our question on our plans for a Black Friday sale.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a secret.
Yeah.
That's a secret. We can't give away our secrets just yet. Okay, so you see what I did here? I made sure that we've got a little bit of evenness on the top, the bottom, and the side there. Okay. And then I'm going to flip this over. I can position it a little bit better here. Like that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of washi tape. I promise it'll be good though. You guys know that Black Friday, usually we only have Black Friday, like Black Friday is our biggest sale of the year. So it's going to be big. Let's just put it that way. But I can't give away anything other than that. But just get ready. Okay. All right. So now I think I'm going to use a traditional red. Let me find my ink pad here. I'm going to use Red Hot for this. This is a really nice bright red. So Red Hot has just a hint of orange. It's not orange though. It's red. So if you're thinking along the lines of reds, and you're thinking, okay, some reds are a little blue, some reds are a little orange. This one lends itself to the warm side of red, the orange side of red, where our cherry red lends itself to the cool red. It has a little more blue. And red velvet is just straight red. I can't find any difference in it, actually. So I might use that as my second color here. Okay, so I'm going to ink up this brush with some red hot ink, and I'm going to work my way around and just get some color in here. See how I just went around in a circle? Yeah, you know, I know some people are starting Black Friday sales already, but honestly, I think it's ridiculous. I really do. It takes the fun out of it, right? It takes the fun out of it. You have a nice long weekend at home to celebrate. People are starting Black Friday sales in October. It's kind of the same concept as, you know, there's back to school stuff in July and there's Christmas stuff in August. I mean, I don't want to rush my life anymore. I don't mind doing it a little tiny bit early, but months, weeks, I don't know. I really like living in the now more. Okay. So as you can see, this is going to be a very pretty red right over that, right? It's going to look good with either the black or the white. Okay, now let's add some more to this. Okay, so let me get red velvet. Here it is, red velvet. So this red is just a hair darker. You can see a little bit darker. We're going to add a little bit of this in there. So I don't have to clean my brush because it's close enough. But I'm going to go just around the outside here and add some of this darker red. And then I want to do something a little fun and crazy. I'm going to add some texture in here with a stencil. Okay, yeah, I like these two reds together. Okay, now the stencil that I want to use, I thought about using Harvest Flourish to add texture, but I think that might just be too much for this. So I think I'm going to use the dot. Let me find the dot one that we have. This one, Fizzy. I think this would be really fun. And I'm not going to do like a completely different color. I'm just going to do more red. So I'm going to really ink up this brush, and I'm going to go in to each one of these, and I'm going to add some heavy-handed red in each one of these. Hold that down. So I haven't moved my handmade stencil. This is just adding some kind of funky texture in here. Holding everything down. Now, if you don't like to hold things down, like it makes you nervous because things do shift, you can always tape this stencil down. I'm like really putting the pressure on it. Okay, so now I've got those red dots in there, right? This is so fun. I think it's going to be fun. Okay. Now, let's take this off and see what we have. Ooh, those are fun. Okay. So I'm wondering if we should add some leaves in here. Now, they won't be attached per se, but we could just do like a leaf here. We could do a leaf up here just to add a little green in there. What do you guys think? Should we do that? Should we add a little green in there? And then over here, I don't think there's room for a leaf. There might be though. There might be. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. So the way I'm going to do this one is I'm going to cut these 2 leaves out. I didn't think I wanted to do this, or I would have cut them up front. But remember, I have this I'm going to save because I'm going to make this card again. I never know what I'm going to do until I start doing it. It's just, I work better that way. I don't know why, but I work better that way. So I'm going to take this piece of cardstock. And I know right now it just looks like a hot mess. But my vision is something, a step up from hot mess. And I'm going to cut this leaf out right in the center. Okay, so I have this one that I cut out. And then I need the other one. And I need one more little piece of paper like that, because it has to be different because I can't get them too close to each other. So here's the other one. It's going in the opposite direction. Okay. We're going traditional colors. Yeah, I think we need the leaves in there. I think it'll be fun. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. All right, I'm not shutting that down because poor Tom's ears. Okay, so here we are back with this. Now, I think if I do a leaf here, like that, let me look at it without this. So should we do that one or should we do this one that goes up? I think we should do maybe this one that goes up. So we'll do that one. We'll fill it in a little bit more. Okay, and we're going to use some, let's go with a combination. Let's do a little lucky clover, and we'll add some jelly bean. We'll even see if that combination works. I'm going to start with jelly bean. I think it might be a little bit better of a color to use.
So people who just tuned in are going, where the heck is she going?
I know. Yeah, day like today, you know, you tune in late. It's going to be weird. So, all I did was, if you just tuned in, I made a stencil and then I inked everything in red hot with a little red velvet. And then I went over it with the Fizzy stencil with red velvet. So you're caught up. And if not, you know, you can always catch the replay on this one because this is kind of crazy. All right, so we're going to go right there. So I can see through here and I'm just moving it until it stops. Okay, and now I'm going to use some jelly bean green. I'm just going to hold that in place. I'm going to use some jelly bean green in here. Now, if I wanted to, I could tape this down and I could add a different stencil on top. Ooh, should I add that Harvest Flourish on top? I feel like that's going to be really busy. You know, this one with that on top of it, although it might look kind of cool. Let me do it, but I won't do it with like a heavy hand. I'll just do it with the same color. So it just gives it a little texture. So it's light amount of texture like that. Okay. All right, so that's that one. Now let's go with this one going this way. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll tape it down so that we can do the same thing again. Is it too close? I'm worried about it being a little too close because we do have to be able to get the die on there. Okay. All right, plain first. And then we're going to add the stencil on top. Now this might be crazy, but you know, we'll see. And then we're going to need one more coming in here. Just maybe that's going to go over. Maybe I'll keep my greeting over here because I'm probably going to use a strip sentiment in here. So we'll leave this open because I just feel like that's going to, I don't want it to overlap. I think it's going to be messy if it overlaps. If we have to go back and do it, we can. I'll leave the stencil and everything all out. All right, so Jelly Bean Green was the only color there. Now, let's get a black panel ready. And first, let's decide which one we want to go with. Do we like this look? The black? Hoo-hoo. Or do we like this look, the white? Which do you like, Tom?
I would say they are both spectacular. Whoops, got my mic down. I would say they are both spectacular, but I just love the black.
You love the black. Okay. All right. So Tom loves the black. So we're going to go with the black. Of course, we're going to do this card again someday, something different with it, and we'll use the white. So we'll just pop that leaf on there like that. Isn't that pretty? I do like it. All right. So now I have to cut. Of course, I have all my white ones cut. We'll have to cut a couple black ones. So let's get the die cutting machine out and we'll do that. All righty. I will need some black cardstock this time. You prefer the white? I'm going to look at it with the white. I'm going to look at it because it is Christmassy and, you know, maybe we'll do the black another time with a rainbow kind of thing so it looks more like stained glass. We'll try it both ways, but let's just cut them out and then we can look at both of them. Because I don't know, but I tend to think that the black might be a little much. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to cut 2 of these out in black. And then I'll have to cut one more black one. Yeah, and you can also go with like gold and silver, definitely. But I feel like for some reason, I feel like the white just doesn't take away from all of the color since we're doing it as a Christmas card, you know? If we were doing it maybe as just a more fun kind of card, there you go, there's one black leaf. Then maybe, you know, maybe we would do something else. But gotta try everything. Gotta at least look at it. Okay. Just popping these out over here. Trying to get them right into the trash. So sorry if I'm off the screen for a second. I want to do it quickly. Okay. All right, so there's that. And we have one other one. We're going to need to cut one more of these. And we're going to need this black leaf. Might need no, I think I have 2 white leaves, so that's good. Yeah, gold would look festive, and if you don't have gold, then, you know, I put black on every card, so black to me, I mean, it may not be a Christmas color per se, but to me, it just accents everything. It makes it really beautiful. But for the purpose of these flowers, it might be too much. So I tend to think it might be. But I'm still going to do my black layer and my black greeting. You know that. Gotta have that in my mix. If the card doesn't have black, it's not a Gina K Designs card. And I have to be true to myself. Okay. All right, and there's the leaf. Okie dokie. So let's get rid of this. And we'll look at both. All right, so we'll line it up in black and see what we think. It does make them stand out, that's for sure. It does make everything stand out really nicely. I might move that just a little bit if it doesn't look bad to move it, because I might, I'll leave it. Okay, so there is the black. Now, let's go with the white and see what that looks like. I feel like we might like this a little better as a group. Yeah, kind of like that. And I think it just softens up some of the texture in there too. Okay, yeah, changing your vote to white. Yeah, me too. Me too. Sorry, Tom. Next time.
Overruled.
Overruled. Both options are pretty. It's
I'm so
true.
thrown. I'm so thrown. That never happened to us.
You never got overruled before?
Never before has that happened. Oh, devastating.
How are you going to live?
I don't know.
Okay, so, and I also think that if we cut it down a little bit, it might look cool. So let's just look at this. If we go down a little bit smaller, we're not going to cut off the outside parts. We're just going to cut off the inside parts a little bit. And these will still stick over the outside. So it'll give us kind of a little extra. Voted off the island. Tom, you got voted off the island.
Well, the boat motor was running anyway.
I'm going to cut this down to the bigger size just to see how it looks with the black layer. Okay, because of course, once you get the black layer on there, it just everything seems to pop more. See, I like how that goes up into that black layer more. I really like that. Over here, see how it kind of goes off. I don't want to lose too much of the flower by cutting it. And I just wanted a little green in there because I felt like we needed something for Christmas. And then if we add a wishing you joy across it, and then we do some embellishments on here, I think it's going to be a good card. I think it's going to be fun. That's right, Susan. Tom has been overruled so many times raising girls. You're absolutely right. So, Tom, do you have a word of the day while we're...
Even the dog was a girl.
It's true. The dog was a girl. All right, so tell me if I should trim this down and get that little decorative edge. Do you guys think so? It's not much. It's just a tiny bit. I'm going to do it. Ooh, I'm nervous. I'm going to do it. Everybody's going to be screaming no, but I'm going to do it. All right, Tom. We got to focus now. We need your word of the day.
Okay, so...
And we want to see you too while we...
A little bit of backstory for this word of the day. So I went on a bike ride just recently and went over some rough terrain in our neighborhood. And if you remember back several months ago, we had a word of the day that described some of the rough rides that we were on.
Oh, I remember.
So our word of the day back then was if it was a really like construction and you're riding through on your bike, that's what's known as a hemorrhoid, right? Remember that one?
I do. I remember the hemorrhoid.
The dreaded hemorrhoid. Well, that's what I encountered in the last couple of days riding. And so there's a follow-up to that experience, which would be having some minor rear-irritation. So that's the word of the day today.
Rear-irritation?
Rear-irritation, yes.
I feel it I've been there. It's kind of like if you get a colonoscopy, you get reirritation.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
and that reminds me.
Oh no.
You remember the stamp set that we gave to I think we gave them to a few of the colonoscopy clinics. We had a stamp set called "You're Beautiful Inside and Out."
That's a perfect card for a
Right.
colon rectal doctor to make Christmas cards or something.
Thanks. I gotta go.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, boy. Okay, so I adhered these two together, and now I am going to start to glue these down. But before I do, I'm going to put this onto a card base, and I think I'm going to use a white card base for this. I think it's going to look really nice, and it's going to make those colors pop. So let me get a piece of white cardstock. Tom's words of the day. You just never know what you're going to get. It's worth tuning in for that alone. Reirritation. I've been reirritated before. All right, I need my score buddy. Over and out. I love the way Tom fades away too, just into the dead space after he leaves us with that. Just disappears. All right. So now this is going to go onto here. See, I like that wider white border on there. I think that's really pretty. I know only Tom can think of these words. You're right. Oh my goodness. People unsubscribing. Don't go away. We'll stop. Okay, so I'm going to get my Connect glue, and then we're going to gently Connect glue these down onto this card. All right, so I like to use these little fine tip bottles. I really do think they make a difference when trying to get the glue on these tiny little types of die cuts where you've got these super thin edges. And then I'm just going to place a few dots here and there just to make sure they lay down in here. Okay, I'm getting gluey. Alrighty. So here we go. As you can see, I'm not using a tweezer yet. There we go. Put that in place. I kind of like that. You know, because ink spreads a little bit, you get just the tiniest little bleed, and it just makes it pop around the edges. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I like that. And I like how it's just hanging off the edge. Yeah. Yes, spray adhesive works too. So these reds are Red Hot and Red Velvet. That's the reds that I used. And welcome. I know we've been live a lot this week. I think this is our third live this week, Tom. Is that right?
That can't be true.
It is. Because we were live over at Simon Says Stamp yesterday. We were live Tuesday night, and that was a longer live because we had our little release of all these dies.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get a few more shirts.
Just wear your Gina K shirt. All right, we'll get this on there. Place. Wait, it really makes a difference when you get the flower top on there, doesn't it? I like that. Okay. We'll do another one. These are really fun. And you know, you don't have to make it as busy. Like, you don't have to add the leaves if you don't want. It could just be simple with the flowers. You don't have to go this far. But I wanted to add a little green in here. I don't know if this is a Christmas card, but it can be. I guess any card can be whatever you want it to be, depending on the greeting that you put on there. Because I know I've been making a lot of non-traditional Christmas color cards. I did a rainbow snowflake on my last 5-minute card video, and people seem to really like that. So, you know, it's kind of like, you can go traditional colors, which is awesome, or you can be really crazy and do non-traditional, and your card will definitely stand out on the mantle. So it's kind of fun. There we go. So there they are. Okay. Are these dies still in stock? I think so. I know they're getting low, but I think they're still in stock. They won't be much longer, though. We're putting a reorder in today for a lot of the stuff that's sold out. Okay. So add that leaf there. I'd love to do something to connect the leaves. So I think I'm going to do like a crystal in there or something. A little rhinestone or some metallic something or others. Just to connect them. Now, of course, if you would pop these flowers up, then the leaves would just drift right under there. It wouldn't be a problem. So you can also do that if you want, if you prefer to pop these up. But I think it's kind of fun just to have them right on the cardstock like this. Okay. Yes, this little glue bottle is the Gina K Designs fine tip glue bottles, fine tip bottles. You can also put re-inker in here. You can mix dye re-inker with some alcohol to create your own DIY alcohol ink. You can put white acrylic paint and water and shake it up, and then you can just tap like snow and stars, stuff like that. So yeah, these bottles are really good. They come in a 3-pack. All right, so I don't have enough gold here, but I'm going to look at the silver and just see what these look like. Let's just place a silver one here, like to kind of connect it. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good way to do it. And then we can put little rhinestones or little pearls inside. That's a big one. Maybe I'll put that one like right in the middle of the flower. And I'll find another mid-size one. I think this is a middle-size one. For like right in here, just to connect it. That's a fun way to do it. And this gives you a way to use these bigger metallic pearls in the centers of these flowers. I think it really brings it all together. Okay. So that would be 5, and then we could sprinkle some of the small ones in there and add our greeting. I think that's what we should do. You think the black embellishments? Try the black ones? Okay, we'll try the black ones. We have time. Maybe that would look good because it'll bring in that little bit. Oh, that is a smart idea. Okay, let's do this. Let's get rid of them because they're not glued in there yet. This one. Okay. I like your thinking. I'm going to try to turn some of them over, make them easier to pick up. Okay. These are heavy. I don't know. I mean, I do like that connector like that. I think that looks kind of cool. I think we'll do it. I like it. especially because the greeting is going to be black because we're going to be using a sentiment strip. So why not? Let's just get crazy. So I think that might be, is that the same size as that? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, it does look good with all that black. Very good. Good thinking. Yeah, I like the black too. And then we can use like some of these and we can just embellish with, you know, a couple little small ones in here. Like that. We'll use just small ones since we have a lot of big ones here. Some of these are getting stuck to my gluey spot on my piece of cardstock here. Let's just try that. Okay, so before we commit, let me cut the greeting and then we'll glue these on. So I'm going to use, I think either one. Gold would look good too if you wanted a little more sparkle, but I think you guys are right. I think the black is the ticket. Okay, so I'm going to use the sentiment strips that came in the kit, the Winter Foliage Kit, and I'll do Wishing You Joy. I think that'll be a good one for this card. We'll do Wishing You Joy. Because then I have the option of using this card either for the holidays or for some other joyous occasion, right? I mean, if somebody's having a new baby or getting married, you could wish them joy. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with Christmas, although it is a sentiment that definitely feels festive and Christmassy. Yes, Tom is playing guitar live. Okay, so we'll tape this down. I'm using our regular sentiment strip dies, not the new large ones, because this is one of our smaller sentiment strips. And I will cut this out. Okay, so there it is. And I don't know if you know that you can foil these sentiment strips. So if you decide that foiling is your thing, these are good for that as well. And I wonder if I should, instead of doing the black small ones, if I should maybe add some silver in there instead and just keep the black for the flower parts themselves. But Wishing You Joy right there will be really pretty and it'll take up that space. And we can pop that up with some foam. Okay. Tom, someone's asking if you play music live on the weekends somewhere.
You know, I would love to. I just really got shut down with COVID, right?
Yeah, all that kind of ended. You used to. Tom used to all the time. And he used to play live in our store too.
Scrappy hour.
Scrappy hour when we had our store. We used to do a Saturday scrappy hour. Those were good days. These are heavy. There we go. There we go. Okay. We're getting there. Okay, I'm really kind of in love with this card. I had to put a big glob there. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to use, I have some Thermoweb foam squares, and I think I'm just going to put a little bit of that. Oh no, I'm going to use the Thermoweb foam tape is what I'm thinking. I've got a little piece right here. So I'm going to use that little extra piece. That's too thick. I don't want to use the thick. Comes in 2 sizes, 2 thicknesses. I'm going to use the lower loft, not quite so thick. I mean, I like the thick, but I also think it might be just a little thick for mailing. Although with these dots, I'm probably going to have to do something a little different anyway. All right, so I really want to concentrate most of my foam tape over on this side because I don't want it to be like weird over here. So I'm just going to put the foam tape up to like the O, if that makes sense.
Okay, so the white is nice.
You like the white?
We do miss our retail stores sometimes, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We do, but I don't think we'd ever open another one just because of, you know, it's just retail is really hard. And people just have learned to shop online and they prefer it. Most people. So I don't know that we would ever do that again just because I don't know. That would, you know, takes a lot of energy away from just all the things that we do around here too. Okay, there we go. Wishing you joy. Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you like this card? You see how now that everything has calmed down a little bit, the colors have kind of blended and faded, that all of that busyness doesn't look too busy, but it's interesting, right? Isn't that fun? Yeah, I like it. I know, Riva, I was like you, and I'm always like that. I'm always like, I don't know where this is going. But then it starts to come together somehow. I don't know how, but it comes together. All right, so there is the finished card today. So Tom, we've got to give this away.
Okay, so let's do a all right. So discombobulated. Drum roll, please.
All right, there we go. There's the drum roll.
Sheron Pearl. Sheron Pearl.
Congratulations. It
You
might be
are the
Sheron.
winner.
Sheron. Yeah. Sheron Pearl. Congratulations. All right. So, Sheron, all you have to do is send your name and address to info@ginakdesigns.com and we'll get this out to you. This was so much fun today, guys. I know that we've asked you to come to our lives 3 times in a row this week. We appreciate you so much. It is so nice to just spend time with you and chat and hang out for a little bit. So I'll be back over the weekend with another 5-minute card video, and then Tom and I will be back again next Tuesday evening for another Stampin' Chat Live. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you all so very much. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.